Okay, well, number one, Zoom is all messed up. Way, way too big on the Zoom. I can see this because I bring this over and I can see that this is just entirely too big. So I'm going to kick that over there for a second so I can go back over here to OBS and see if there's any possibility I can fix this and make it not look so. No, it didn't look like there is. I may have to go without Zoom today. I made a breakout room. Usually this works pretty good. So let's get going. Um, it is Daily Davinci Debacle. Therefore, I will start Davinci Resolve and we'll get into some debacling. I like Doug's explanation that YouTube is YouTube is YouTube is YouTube. Well, yeah, I get that, but I mean, you kind of get someone's hopes built up. You hit what is known as the threshold, and then all of a sudden they just start saying, "Oh, we need this and this and this and this," and you go from $102 and some change down to $86 and some change. No explanation. I think that's what bothers me the most. There's no explanation. Um, I don't get it, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and turn this camera off. That way, that doesn't look too awfully bad. So,
I have a term for that.
Mrs. K is awake now. She said something that sounded like.
I had a term for that.
A term for.
For what the YouTube is doing.
Mrs. K's got a term for what YouTube is doing.
It's robbery in broad daylight.
Robbery in broad daylight. Okay. So, thank you for chiming in with that, Mrs. K. Robbery in broad daylight. All right. I am going to. Okay. I think this is the one I'm going to mess with this morning. Let me bring this up. Yep, this is what I want to mess with. Okay, so many of you know I use a lot of preset things in my videos. This is one that I use quite frequently, and I'll just duplicate it by highlighting it, holding down the Alt key, dragging it over here, and now we have it again, but we can change the font to whatever we want. That's not today's show, by the way. It's just me changing the font to show you can change the font. This is the template, and this is that. So earlier today, I was doing something else, and I wondered what could I change in this. So I'm going to work with this one. Actually should change that to something else. Let's change that from changing font to changing rays. No, let's go with ray color. There we go. And then maybe add a space in there and center that up a little bit. All right, that looks all right. So I'm going to go ahead and open this in the Fusion tab because this is what actually creates this right here. I'm going to open it up, and we're going to grab the media out, bring it over here because it gets messed up, confusing if we don't. So this thing here is all run by this within this. And another creator, I did not create this, another creator gave it away for free, and or you could follow along and build it yourself, which I did, and it's not that difficult to do. So this morning when I was messing around in here, I was like, I want to control things in here. I want to control the text. Well, this is basically the text. You can change it in here. You can change the color of the text. This is all pretty basic, simple stuff. You go in here and you change the color. You can put anything you want. Okay, I get that. Let's go with that color right there, and we'll hit OK. Then when we scroll through here, well, what if I wanted to change the color of the rays? What if I didn't want the rays to be the same color as the text itself. So I figured out just, it's a flow chart. You take your text and you run it into Merge. You have a spotlight to show it, and you have the ambient light, and you render it in the soft glow, yada, yada, yada. So it's in the directional. This is what runs the rays right here. How do I change that color? Well, having watched quite a few Davinci Resolve videos in the past and having actually paid attention to some of these videos, I recalled, I'm going to bring over this so I can see it. AJ, Alice says hello. Great trailer, thank you. Tony Wallow's in chat. Jeff Ryman says, why am I thinking about Alice B. Topless? Rick Lake says hello. Nali Romos from the Philippines is watching. Thank you, Nali. Great guy said, oh no, another DaVinci. Yep. Zoom is running, by the way. If you guys want to join Zoom, you guys can join Zoom. I'm using a breakout room, even though I've got the camera shut off. And Steve Dodd says hi. Good to see Steve. Anyway, let's get back to this. So, having watched enough YouTube videos, I'm thinking if I go down here to the directional, if I hit shift space, if I type in the word color, spelled correctly, of course, it brings up color compressor, color corrector, color curves, color. Let's go with color corrector. That sounds about what I want. So I'm going to highlight it and I'm going to add it. And because I have this already checked or highlighted, it's going to put it where it's supposed to be, which you can see it puts it in the flow chart where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of move this around a little bit so you can see. Actually, I'm going to move it around a lot bit so you can see the text is going to go through the merge. It's going to get rendered. It's going to come down here to the color, and then we come in here. Didn't work so far. Well, wait. That's because I need to come up here and grab this little dot, and lo and behold, if we change the rays, we can change the color of the rays. So I did figure that out on my own, and apparently you can't go past this black line. I didn't really mess with it all that much today. So I'm going to go with kind of, for right now, right here. And then I'm going to go back to the text, and I'm going to change the text. And we're going to go with the text with, I guess just yellow for now. That'll look horrible. Mrs. K's laughing at me. Well, it does. It looks horrible. So then we can.
No. Not mustard.
Hey, if you're going to participate in the show, you got to get out of bed and participate. So now we can change the color of the rays, and you can see it's more pronounced, and you can actually see the rays themselves changing. Now, I wonder if I can. I wonder if I can keyframe this.
That looks cool.
So Mrs. K says that looks cool. So we're going to go to the beginning. We're going to scrub through it. We're going to see what that looks like. Yeah, that's kind of generic, but it looks cool. So we're going to set a keyframe. I believe the keyframe would be right here. I do not know, but we're going to keyframe right there. Then we're going to go scrub through this. And let's see here. It looks like it's at 72. So half of 72 would be 36. We'll go to 36. And we're going to change the color of the background rays. I hope. That's the theory anyway. We're going to see if we can change the color. So I need to kind of try to remember what that is. Naturally, it's not too well defined, but okay, no problem. So I'm going to grab my little M, and we're going to go right to here. Fuchsia, whatever. Now we're going to go test it and see if it works.
It looks good.
So we're going to go over here. We're going to hit play. And it did not change it. it changed it.
It changed the color.
It did change it, but apparently, so let me go back to the beginning and go back to Fusion. And then go back to the beginning here and scrub through this. It changes it to whatever the current color setting is. I'm going to get rid of that color and that color. That should put it back to where it was. And it did not. Let's see if I can figure that one out again. It was kind of right in there, I think. I like that.
Yeah, I like that color.
Mrs. K, okay, so now it is actually.
Oh.
Now it is. Now it is. All right, now let's go test it out and see what happens. So if we start out over here and we play it. Oh, it worked.
Holy moly.
Holy moly. Mrs. K says, holy moly. On Thursday before Good Friday, she's holy moly in it. So that looks pretty good. So you'll see more of this coming up on some of my videos and my trailers and whatnot. Because I've always wanted to kind of tinker around with stuff that's already done and see if Greg can help. Yes, Greg, truth be known, Greg and I have been discussing this, and he was like, oh, that's simple. I can do that in my sleep. And I thought, well, shoot, if Greg can do it in his sleep, I probably ought to try to do this. So now we can take this. And another nice little tidbit thing to know. Basic computing here. If you right click and drag this and then right click over one of them, I'm going to change the duration from 3 seconds. I'm just going to make it a second long. We're going to change it. We're going to off click and then we're going to put it back together. Hit the home button. Then when we hit play, we have the original followed by so it needs to be at least 3 seconds in length because I'm going to hit Control Z, Control Z. Now let's try it again. I'm going to have to work on that a little bit. So we have the original color, then we have the light gray fading into pink or fuchsia or whatever it is. I don't do no stinking Davinci. Rick Lake says, glad this show's back. I really missed it. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. I do want to get more involved and get back to doing daily Davincis, but with the schedule Mrs. K works, it sometimes is hard to do, and I'm kind of running out of thoughts and ideas, although I do have a couple things that I do want to do. So this was just something this morning when I was working on something. I thought, geez, I want to change it. My next thing I want to change is, now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to duplicate it again. And then I'm going to open it in Fusion. And then, excuse me, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to open up the 3D text. Then I'm going to right click in here and I want to do character level styling. And then I want to select the first 2 letters here. Did not work. So if we put the text box over in box number 1, and then we bring box number 1 over. Oh, I know why it didn't work. Because I'm still on tools. I need to go to modifiers. Okay. Now I believe if I right click and drag these 2, now they've changed. You can see over here on level 1, it's viewer 1, not level 1, viewer 1, those 2 are actually highlighted. I think I can come over here and grab this L. Nope, we have to do it over here. So there's the L. The problem I'm having is I can't change that color. Now, why is that important? Well, because if I come over here and I grab just a regular text node, and we don't need it to be 15 seconds in length, but for purposes of demonstration, it doesn't really matter. We're going to open this in Fusion, and because it is what it is, we're going to right click, character level styling. We're going to put the template up in here, and we're just going to go a word. We're going to take that word and we're going to really make it kind of big, like this. And we're going to right click, character level styling. We're going to take the word A. We're going to come down here to the color and we're going to make that color of blue. Character level styling. So that's that. And we can come over here and not rotate the doggone thing. We can grab the O. We can go over here and we can make it another color. This is why I want to do character level styling within the here. I want to be able to change the letters in there. And eventually I think I will get it figured out as to how I can do that. Now, my common sense tells me if I go ahead and reopen this in the Fusion page, and then I believe I've already got it. Yeah, I do. So that got everything. I don't want everything. I just want a single letter. I just want to get a single letter to change. Go to modifiers, character level styling, but I don't have any color options in here. I thought I'd go to shading. I don't have any shading options in here. So I don't know. Let's go back to modifiers. Let's go ahead and open it back up. And let's clear over here in text. Let's clear all styling. So that they should all be gone. We go back to tools. And if I go over here and highlight that, no, it's not gone. Interesting. Let's see if I can change that color. Nope, that changes the whole thing. If we go to modifiers, character level styling, we're in modifiers, we're in text. We'll change one character, open up number 2. It was already open. Yeah, there's no transform, there's nothing there. Settings, there's never anything in settings. Yeah, nothing. Oh, wait a minute now. I'm onto something here. So this is version 1. Select text in view for style options. What if we go to version 2, switch to version 2, shading. Nope. And this is just live and unscripted and unrehearsed. This is what I was doing this morning, and I figured out how to do the raise. And I'm thinking if the raise can be done, the letters can be done as well. I just got to figure out where I've got to be to do that. Not in transform, and it's not in here. Because there's no color tab in here. Edit, animate. Time, I don't see any color there. Although, okay, I hear you. I hear you guys yelling at the screen. Mrs. K's back there scratching her hair going, I don't hear nobody yelling. What do you mean yelling at the screen? What if we tried the same concept over here? Oh man, there's a concept. We'll highlight text 3D, shift space, and since it's already been used once and not changed, I'm going to add a color corrector here. This will be interesting, but I think it's going to change the entire word. I think it ain't going to change anything. Fine, don't work. See if I care. I'll put because it's not connected to anything. Wait, what? All right, take that away. We're going to plug this into here. Oh, that worked horribly bad. Let me plug this back into here. And plug that into there. Plug this back into... Okay, so this is going great. So let's plug this back into there. Okay, we got that back. Where does the color corrector have to go? I'm thinking it's got to go. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just making this big enough where I can drop this color corrector in there, and it's going to connect where I'm trying to connect it to, which I'm trying to connect it by holding shift down and dragging this over here. I'm trying to put it right there. Now it's connected because you can see the pipeline. So now I'm going to take the color and change the color, and I'm not seeing any change at all. The rays are good, but okay, so let's Control Z that out of there. What if we put the color corrector in front of the text? Would that work? Nope. Nope. So I got some thinking, and I probably am not going to research this just yet. I want to figure this out on my own. I mean, I figured out the color corrector for over here, and that's quite a good step for me. There's got to be a way to do it. I just am not quite figuring it out right yet. You would think it would be in the text. I mean, it's in the text. You can change the entire. Well, wait a minute now. Is this going to change just that one? Nope, that changes the entire thing. Usually that's an indication that you're not on modifier. So it works here, but you got to be on modifiers, and there's no color box to change it in there. Davinci School starts at 1:30 p.m. I need to be there. Yeah, well, I will be going to your favorite store at about 1:30 this afternoon. Select text in view for style options. Okay, select text in view. I don't see a. So if you turn that off. Not really seeing anything. It says select text in view for style options. So if I select this, that's what I want, but it's not bringing me up any options that I can foresee. The versions I get, you can have an infinite number of versions. So I'll have to come back to this. I know it can be changed here. I would think I could put a color corrector on there, but I cannot. And like usual, once I end this, so color curves, color gain, try a color generator. What's a color generator do? So let's take a color generator and add it. Now that worked. That put it in the pipeline. And click on that. Not really seeing. Okay, interesting. So if we come back to here, and then we right click this, character level styling, let's remove that one. And then can't go to modifiers just yet because we can change the color. Yeah, that's fine. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it on a singular character level modifiers. Now that's supposed to identify it as well. That identifies it because it turns red. So that means it's marked. Now if I come over here to the generator, That's not changing anything. Nope, that's not changing anything. But I know it can be done because if I come back over here to this one, open this infusion, I can go over here and go back to modifiers, highlight my letter, and then, gosh, I don't know which one it is. I think it's this one. And we're going to make that one, we'll make that one purple. And we'll hit OK, and then we're going to go to the W, and we're going to change it and just make it kind of violety. And the R, we'll change it to whatever we want to make it as well. I guess we'll go with pink. There you go. Easter eggs. All right, speaking of Easter eggs, let's do this. Give you a sneak preview. Easter eggs. This is what I worked on yesterday. Do I want to save? Nope. This was just me learning and showing you what I'm trying to learn. So here we go. Easter eggs will open up. That's pretty cool. Easter eggs didn't open up. Oh, some changes have been made. Now this red is because I changed things this morning. I moved some things around, and I fully expected some of this not to work. So now you can see the colors I haven't messed with, but now that I know how to do it, I am going to toy with it a little bit. There's an Easter egg. There's 4 more Easter eggs. And then this is my email from Doug. And then Doug was, oh, shouldn't have let that out. I shouldn't let that cat out of the bag. So, no, I did not hack into Doug's account. I was watching Doug's stream, and I merely was pointing out that I made a comment at 2:06 and it didn't show up. YouTube is YouTube is YouTube is YouTube. So that is that. Let's see if we can correct some of these issues here. So let's go see over here. Blue, let's find the easy one first. Blue Easter egg. We're going to change the source location. So for those of you that dabble in Davinci Resolve, if you don't start out organized and then you want to get organized later on, you are going to run into issues. John Williams, hello John. We are sunny here, but it's barely 40 degrees. So to do that, you go to your first red one you want to change. Scroll down to change source location. It should be in thumbnails. It technically is, but it's in a folder now. So I'm going to hit browse. I'm going to go to my data. I'm going to go to Davinci, go down to thumbnails, open up thumbnails, and it's going to be in E for Easter, I think. We're going to hit open. We're going to hit change. Now, if I'm correct, it's going to change back to the blue Easter egg. And there it is. However, it didn't change down here. So that ain't good. That means I've got to find where this one's at. I think that one is going to be this one here. I believe it's in the same spot. So when I browse, it's already set to Davinci, thumbnails, and E. So I'm going to hit open. On the outside, hope that that's where I put it and see if that fixes it. There's one. Interesting that it found this one and this one finally populated. So I see 1, 2. I only see 2, but they're not correct. So this is correct now. So when you scrub through this, now we have Easter eggs. And then we have the Easter egg. And then we got to go find this one right here. So this is going to be this one right here. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I probably put it in the same spot. We'll hit open. We'll hit change. And just like that, Easter eggs, Doug. An Easter egg is supposed to be something visual, not a chat message that you see. These are true Easter eggs. See here, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, and there's supposed to be one more somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. So I got to go find the YouTube one. I got to figure out what it was. Let me close that for a second so I can see what it is here. YouTube error JPG. Oh. No. I have to go look at the finished product to see what that is because I don't remember. Oh, it's easy to find. We're going to go back over here, right click, change the source location, browse. We're going to stay in thumbnails. Everything is in thumbnails. We're going to hit Y because it's YouTube. Why? Because it's YouTube. So we hit YouTube or hit Y. We're going to hit open. We're going to hit change. And with a little bit of luck, that changes. And if that changes and it changes, then if we close this, then we can see it is back. So that is how you fix errors. I know I've gone over this a few times, but it's always good to rehash it every once in a great while. That way I keep me fresh and up to date, as well as knowledgeable on how to fix my errors. Now I did this yesterday, and for some reason it would not render out at all, and I have no idea why. So I think I can right click this, open this in the Fusion page, bring this over here, expand it, bring the media out, make this a little bit bigger. We know what we're doing. Shift space. I want the color corrector. I'm going to add it. It's going to put it where it needs to be. I'm going to bring the raise over here. And then whenever Mrs. K says stop, that's when I'm going to stop. Whenever Mrs. K says stop, I'm going to stop. I may go around the block 600 or 700 times before she says stop. Chevy Chase. Oh, look, kids, there's Big Ben.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for you to tell me to stop on the colors of the rays. There's a blooper.
Go, stop.
Okay, she says stop right there. So we're stopping right there. Sung by Meatloaf, by the way. Now that should, I believe, play that color all the way through from the beginning. Oh yeah, I like that. Good choice. Good choice. And then
Oh, nice.
I'm
Like
not so sure we can do. Yeah, she likes that. That looks good, but I'm not so sure I can do the same thing over here. I'm gonna see here because I don't know what these numbers are. Now, I can kind of eyeball it. It looks like it's due west from the dot there. So I'm going to go back to here. That'd be Mr. Cheek sending me messages, by the way. We're going to open that in there. Oh, maybe I can going to get lucky. And this is going to work. If you hear the bell ringing, that is Alex. We're going to go in here, space shift. See, I'm applying what I learned today. And we're just going to go due east of this. And I think it was a little north as well. We're going to scrub through it. Is that about the same, you think? Yeah, that looks good. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to make a judgment call here. I'm going with that. And we're going to go over here. We're going to replay this from the beginning. And Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. I will render this out. Now I have 2 versions of the trailer. I already have the trailer ready to go.
I am Ken Stout, otherwise known as Ken Stout. Interesting. You claim there was a trailer. He's referring to yesterday's show. It was refreshing to see others did not see one as well. For the record, I tried
Thank
to
you,
watch
Alice.
it just before
I
6
had
a.m.
a
my time.
total different way I was going with that.
Well, I think it was valid that you did not see the trailer yesterday. I went back and looked at. It's a quick good morning. I'll be in training today, so I will miss this today. Thanks for the hello. I really wanted to be first here from Josh.
I thought about drawing an arrow from Ghetto that says I really want it to be first one here and indicate, well, I was first, but I didn't even get credit for it. So anyway, it is what it is. That will wrap up Davinci for today. I want to thank everyone for being here. Tony, Jeff, Rick, Alice, Nali Ramos from the Philippines. Thank you, Nali, if you're still watching. Robert Michael was here. Steve Dodd. Good to see Steve. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Sorry to hear you had COVID again, or you had COVID to begin with. I don't know if it was the first, the second, or however many times. Alice says, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. K. Yes, Mrs. K is, when she participates, it is really, really enjoyable. We get quite a lot done. As you can tell, we generally have a good time doing what we do. I'm going to go down the Shorts Avenue that was pointed out to me by Doug earlier today, and we'll see if I can get up to 8,370 subscribers. Maybe then I'll actually...
10,000.
10,000? Nah, let's not set the goal too high.
No, it's not too high. It's just mild.
Alice says good luck. Yeah, I'm sitting solidly at 1,712. I drop down to about 1708, and I get back to 1712. So that's a good thing. Maybe Daily Davinci's will promote the channel a little bit more. Who knows? And I don't know. We'll see. 10 o'clock tonight. Thank you all for being here for this Daily Davinci Debacle. Looks like it's been about 35-ish or so minutes. So I'm calling it a day. If you'd like to call it a day, put 1 in chat. If you'd like for Mrs. K to take over and it be a true Daily Davinci debacle, put a 2 in chat. I don't know if you can hear her giggling or not, but she thought that was funny. Alice says 2. Well, let me see if I can get her in the chair. And would you like to try your hand at Daily Davinci?
Babe.
I gotta. That's not happening. Well, I'll work on that. So, thank you, everyone, for being here. Zoom is running, by the way, if you'd like to join us on Zoom. And I can show you that this is me in a breakout room. Only me. No one else. Okay? If I leave the breakout room, you forgot me. I'm not done yet there, Greggy. Relax.
Hi, Greggy.
Greggy. The Asian said, hi, Greggy. So now we're back to regular Zoom. Robert is still here. Obviously, no one else joined, but Zoom is running. If you'd like to join us, join us. If you need the credentials, send me an email at kstoutzz00m@gmail.com. I'll give you the credentials. I really want to grow Zoom in conjunction with growing the channel. I think the two go hand in hand. Getting out of here, I know I said that 22 minutes ago. I learned from Doug. What can I say? You know, Doug says, I'm going to cut this short today. 21 minutes, 42 seconds later. Doug says,